Everyone's favourite production company's back. That's right, it's an asylum picture. This time it's Mega Shark versus Mecha Shark. Now there's actually the third Mega Shark movie. You've had a couple of films previous to this where he's sort of fought various other type of creatures, but here he's fighting a robot shark. So it's kind of a little bit reminiscent of the kind of Godzilla movies where you had Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. And that obviously a little bit sort of similar to the kind of Pacific Rim movie, that's all I have to say. So you kind of know what to expect from these films, let's be honest. You're not expecting heart here at all. And if you're going to be watching films like this, you know it's going to be cheesy. You know it's going to be kind of cheap special effects and cheap acting. So how does it compare to the kind of its contemporaries and the rest of these sort of type of films? Well, basically the first thing, there's not really any plot to this movie. It really is just a kind of series of fights between the mechanical shark or mecha shark and the kind of the Megalodon, which has been freed from a kind of icy tomb by the kind of some incompetent humans, basically. And it really is. The US government has developed this kind of sort of robot shark to combat this sort of Megalodon menace, basically, which is kind of has been plaguing the planet over the course of these films, basically. And the robot in this one, the main robot, I suppose, is a kind of Mark II version, a souped-up version of a previous model, which we kind of see at the beginning of the movie. And the main two stars of this film, you've got Judd, who you're probably best known as from Stargate, and Elizabeth Rom, who's been in a variety of different TV shows. I actually really like Elizabeth Rom. I was a big fan of her when she was in Angel. So the acting here I don't think is too bad in a way, because you've got sort of relatively experienced actors, neither of whom are particularly bad. Okay, they're not fantastic, but I think they do pretty decent jobs. So overall, I actually think the acting is, you know, fairly good. They know it's a crappy film. You know, they're just having fun with it, but, you know, they're not embarrassing to watch. The effects as well, I will say this, I think the actual effects aren't so bad compared to a lot of the ones, other sort of films like this I've seen. The actual sort of real shark, if you like, the Megalodon, I actually thought the effects for him were quite good. And I've got to say maybe the actual mechanical shark, the mecha shark, did look a bit clunky. I think the design wasn't brilliant for that, to be honest. It looks a little bit kind of retro. Yes, I'm not saying it's fantastic special effects, don't get me wrong. And there are some it goes really a little bit far sometimes. You have these sharks sort of jumping so high, they're kind of attacking, you know, passenger planes that high up in the skies. It's really stupid, but you know that already. You don't need me to tell you that this film is going to be stupid. You know, that the shark is kind of batting away torpedoes and stuff and kind of throwing it back into submarines. And then basically that's what this kind of the mecha shark is. It's essentially a submarine shaped like a shark, but it's got a kind of AI intelligence called Nero, who I had to look at IMDb, but I couldn't tell who voiced it, but it sounds just like the guy who did Knight Rider. I don't know if it is, because, you know, he's obviously uncredited, as far as I could see anyway, but it sounds a lot like him, the original Knight Rider. So, you know, it's a kind of, it's quite fun, I guess, but there's not a lot to it. It is really just kind of a variety of fights. And you know, hang on, this has got to go for 90 minutes. The stuff's got to be padded out, of course. Mega Shark gets wet in some rocks and blah, blah. I'm not really spoiling too much for you. There's kind of a very small subplot about Elizabeth Rom's character having kind of like some issues in her past and stuff, but, you know, there's only a minor sort of subplot. So it's probably slightly better than average for these type of movies. So I'm going to give it a 5.5 out of 10. I actually thought it was quite fun. Not a bad movie for this, if you like these kind of cheesy sort of versus movies. Have you seen it? What did you think? Leave me a comment. I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.